how we're going to walk through some different depreciation problems. The first one is Quick Study 8-3, where we're calculating straight line depreciation. So remember, straight line depreciation is going to be the same amount of depreciation expense every year for the life of the asset. On January 1st, the Matthews Band pays $65,800 for sound equipment. The band estimates it will use this equipment for 4 years and perform 200 concerts. It estimates that after 4 years, it can sell the equipment for $2,000. So that would be our salvage value. Remember, salvage value is the value that we expect the asset to be worth at the end of its life. During the first year, the band performs 45 concerts. So using straight line method, the formula is the cost of the asset minus salvage value divided by useful life. So we're just going to ignore the number of concert information. So to calculate, as you can see here, we're going to take the asset cost of $65,800 minus the salvage value. So that gives us the depreciable value, the amount that we're going to depreciate. We're going to divide it by the useful life of 4 years to calculate $15,950 depreciation per year. That would be recorded every year for 4 years. The second problem is units of production depreciation. On January 1st, the Matthews Band pays $65,800 for sound equipment. The band estimates it will use this equipment for 4 years and perform 200 concerts. Using units of production, we are going to need this amount of activity that is expected. It estimates that after 4 years, it can sell the equipment for $2,000. During the first year, the band performs 45 concerts. Compute the first year depreciation using the units of production method. So first we're going to calculate a depreciation amount per activity, in this case per concert. So we're going to take the cost of the asset minus the salvage value, and we're going to divide it by 200 concerts. So that gives us a depreciation rate of $319 per concert. Then we're going to multiply this amount times the number of concerts performed in each year. For the first year, it's 45. So if we take $319 times 45, we're going to get $14,355 depreciation in the first year. Now the next method is a little bit more complicated, double declining balance method, but really we're just going to set up a table to calculate it. A building is acquired on January 1st at a cost of $830,000 with an estimated useful life of 8 years and salvage value of $75,000. Compute depreciation expense for the first 3 years using the double declining balance method. So if we take the double declining to calculate the rate, if we take the amount 100% divided by the number of years, that would give us the straight line depreciation amount. Double, just by definition of our formula, we're going to multiply it by 2. So the double declining balance rate is going to be 25%. So again, that's going to be twice the amount as if we were depreciating it using the straight line method. So we can set up our table. As you can see, down here, we're going to calculate it for the first 3 years. So we're going to be calculating the depreciation for the period and then determine what the balances are at the end of the period. Using double declining balance, we are not going to subtract the salvage value. We're going to deal with the salvage value in the last year of the life. So we have beginning book value, which is the cost of the asset, $830,000. We're going to multiply that times the 25%. That is twice the straight line rate that we calculated here. So depreciation expense is $207,500 in the first year. At the end of the year, we have accumulated depreciation of $207,500, and the book value, remember to calculate book value, is going to be the cost of the asset minus accumulated depreciation. So this is the book value at the end of the first year. For the second year, it's going to have this beginning book value equal to the end of the previous year. So $622,500, again times 25%, you can see the 25% is not going to change. What does change is the book value we're multiplying it by. So 622,500 times 25%, we get depreciation expense of $155,625 in the second year. We add that to our depreciation. So now accumulated depreciation is $363,125, and our book value is declining $466,875. In the third year, we start with $466,875 times the 25%. Depreciation expense is $116,719. Our accumulated depreciation is $479,844. We're going to get that by the previous year plus this year's depreciation expense. And the book value at the end of the third year is $350,156. We can calculate that from the beginning, which would be the cost of the asset, minus accumulated depreciation, gives us book value. So you can see, using this method, even though our rate stays the same, our depreciation expense is going to decline every year because we're using a lower book value. And of course, accumulated depreciation increases every time we record depreciation expense. And our book value is going to decline every year.